Alright guys, we're here in Bradenton, Florida in the middle of so look at this, it's just a little scratch on this guy's car. It's just a scratch, a tiny little scratch, you can barely see it. And the kid that hit him on the right, they don't have a driver's license. Look at that, it's just a tiny little scratch. You can't even see it on that car. But guy was really snobby and he wanted to call the cops on the kid. He ain't got no driver's license. I don't know where he's from. He might have been Arab or I don't know what the crap the kid was. I couldn't tell what he was. But anyways, this parking lot is super complicated. Katie on the way in had some trouble getting in and out, and it's a super complicated parking spot. It makes no sense. But the kid, man, they're gonna screw up that kid's life. He I don't know where he's from, but he had to pay a lot of money to get smuggled over here because he's from somewhere weird. I don't know. It seemed like I couldn't even understand the accent, but you know, he called the cops over something. Just a little fender bender. It's not even a fender bender. It's just I will buff right out, man. It's just a little tiny scratch. He called the cops on this kid who was begging him, please don't call the police. The kid was literally begging the guy, please don't call the cops. Please, please, I don't have a driver's license. Please, please, please. And the guy was getting all snobby, and I told the white guy, I said, hey, bro, it's just an old white guy. I told him, hey, bro, look, man, that kid is going to get deported when the police show up. You know, you don't know if he owes somebody. I'm going to pull over, guys. I'm going to drive facing the sun right now. Let me teach you guys something, though. Love this guy here. They've had this donk here for years. Love that donk. Cool, man. They've had that there for years. I'm telling the guy, I said, hey, man, look. This kid's going to get deported, man. He's got nothing to lose. At least be respectful, because the guy was getting kind of snobby. I was getting kind of snobby with the kid, and I was like, hey, man, it's never good to get involved in other people's problems, so that's breaking my own rules 101. But the kid was like begging the guy, like, hey, bro, please, please, please do not call the cops. It's not like the car's body's damaged. You can buff that out, you know? And that parking lot, as you can see, is very complicated. I think the kid left on foot, left the car there. Not sure what happened. But this kid was just begging the guy. He's just begging the guy, please don't call the cops. I don't have a driver's license. Please don't call the cops. And this white guy got all snobby, disrespectful, kind of just, and I said, hey, bro, look, sorry to get in your business, but you don't know what this guy's got going on that he doesn't want the cops to show up. Maybe he's got a warrant for a murder, you know, like, and here you are. I'm not defending criminality. What I'm telling the guy is, don't make that guy's problems your problems because he crashed into you. Me, a little scratch like that, I'd be like, hey, bro, just keep it moving, you know, whatever. Because, you know, the guy doesn't have a driver's license. I don't know where the crap he's from. He had a strange accent. I don't think he was American. You know, the kid's got a strange accent. You don't know if he owes somebody $50,000 for getting smuggled over here. And when they send him back to his country, what'll happen to his family if he doesn't pay that money, right? You know, you don't know what. You don't make that guy's problems your problems. Me, I would have been like, hey, bro, we're good. Keep it moving. You know, sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. But I wouldn't make that show that guy, you know, he made a whole show and inside this restaurant. I'm trying to eat. And I like that restaurant, but I'll tell you, every time I go to that restaurant, there's always drama unfolding. How do I get out of this community? Every single time I go to that restaurant, there's some type of drama unfolding. I like going to that restaurant, but dude, last time we were here, there was people that were getting ready to fight. Where am I? I'll get out of here soon. Last time we came to this restaurant to eat, the food's amazing. It's affordable too. It's good food, very affordable, fast service. You know, workers, you know, they get the food out there quick. But every time we go to the restaurant, something weird's happening, bro. Like there's always somebody either fighting or something going on. And you know, weird about Bradenton is you have these rich people that have money that are here for the beaches, and you got the people that are here because there's a lot of poor neighborhoods, and sometimes they cross paths, and it's just weird how when the rich and the poor cross paths. Like me, I'm not on the poor side anymore. I live in Lakewood Ranch. But I understand you can't just disrespect people. You know, you have to be conscious that people around you, you know, have situations and may not have anything to lose. And I told this guy, I said, hey, bro, I know that the way this kid was talking, that when those police showed up, he was going to be in a world of trouble. And it's over a car accident. It's not over a crime. It's over a car accident. I know this kid was going to be in a world of trouble when the cop showed up because he was begging the guy not to have the cop show up. Now, at any moment, that kid, I think he dipped. He ran away. I think that's what it is. I'm not sure. I wasn't paying attention. I was just trying to eat. But here you have the rich people. There's nothing wrong with being rich. And you have the poor people. There's nothing wrong with being poor. But you have like the rich people in Florida. You have these contrast neighborhoods, is what I call them, where you got the rich and the poor, and they're right on top of each other. And you know, sometimes they're in close proximity to each other, and crap happens. You know. Nice wearing it. Nice truck. Love the wheels on that truck. You have the poor and the rich, and they're on top of each other, and you know, cross paths. But if you're a rich person, you know, let me remind you that there's people out there that got a warrant for their arrest for murder. There's people out there that if they get deported, something very bad is going to happen to them or their family. And they got nothing to lose. They got nothing to lose, man. So if you, in your stupidity, happen to cross the wrong person or put them in a predicament out of your, you know, you don't know how they're going to react. You know, I think the kid just ran away. You know, he left the car and he ran. I think is what he did. You know, which, you know, but if he was smart, he'd have, you know, 1,000. That's the thing. If you're, you know, if you're not legal, you got to have $1,000. Or, you know, I know illegal people always carry some money on them somewhere stashed. Or something like that happens, they give the guy $1,000 and tell him the guy to go screw himself. You know. You know, you have to be smart. If you don't have a driver's license and you're illegal, you have to, you know, be smart. But whatever the case, man, if you're not the person who's got the problem, when you run into somebody and you don't know who they are, you don't know what type of predicament they're in, they crash into your car, fender bender, it's just a little scratch. This guy, look, he's going to take his whole entire day now. His whole entire day is going to be wasted waiting for the cops, calling the insurance companies, and now he might even have to go to court and be a witness to a crime. It'd have been so much easier for this guy to go home, park the car in front of the garage, buff out the little scratch. Because it wasn't even a damage to the vehicle, it was a scratch. Buff that out of the car, man. You can buff that out of the car. It'd have taken him 20 minutes out of his day. But he chose a route that would include calling the police, dealing with a person who you don't know what type of crap they got going on in their lives. I'm gonna flip back around. You want to go to Anna Maria?
Sure.
So we gotta flip back around.
Yeah.
You know, he shows the most difficult. We're gonna be facing the sun here for a minute, guys, but I'll flip back over so you guys don't have to see the sun. He shows the most difficult way to go about that. And to put himself in danger needlessly. Who gives a crap about a 900? Let's suppose it was a $900 car repair. I would rather pay $900 out of pocket and not have to end up in a predicament. Because I know this guy, he's white, he lives here. You can tell by the way he's dressed, how snobby he is. You know he's not poor. And it's not a race thing, this is a money thing. Because anybody with money can be a snob, regardless of their race. It's not about race, it's about money. We're facing the sun here for a minute. Yeah, I'll take our right turn up ahead and get you guys getting a nice view for you guys if you're watching in a minute here. Anyways, you know, that situation had the potential. I'm sitting here eating my dinner, and my heart's in my throat because I can just sense that this situation has the potential for something to go really wrong. Because the kid is like, dude, please don't call the cops. Don't have a license. If they show up, my life is ruined. Why would you put somebody in that predicament over? And here's not only that, he's not putting the other person in a messed up predicament. He's putting himself in a messed up predicament because It would literally have been easier for him to go home. It was just plastic on white. That comes off it. Well, he didn't scratch the paint or nothing or anything. Plastic on white. You can buff that out. And it's a Hyundai. It's not a Ferrari. It's not my freaking Mercedes Benz. That's a classic or something. It's a Hyundai. It's a Hyundai SUV. It's not a Ferrari. You know, it's not a freaking it's not a Range Rover. It's a freaking Hyundai made in Montgomery, Alabama, by a bunch of hicks who were drunk while they were making it. Okay, I used to live 5 minutes from the plants where they made those cars. I've seen the people that work there. They're not trying too hard to make a car the right way. Okay, it's a freaking Hyundai. So over a Hyundai, I wouldn't put my life in that position, bro.
I've literally seen them catch fire in traffic.
Yeah, it's not a Ferrari. Not a Ferrari here. We're not talking about a Ferrari or a BMW. It's a Hyundai. It's a Hyundai. It's not worth it. You know, it'd be easier for him just to walk off. And now his insurance is going to go up because you make a claim on your insurance. Believe me, it's going to go up. It doesn't matter if it's your fault or the other person's fault. Your car insurance in Florida is going to go up if you have a problem like that. You just really got to calculate and measure the odds of something. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. No matter, it's better to lose $1 than to lose 10. And in the case of somebody you don't know scratching your car in a parking lot, it may not be. You know, you might win more by walk. Sometimes you're gonna have a bad day no matter what. You know what I mean? Like that guy was having a bad day because somebody hit his car. All right, he was having a bad day. Somebody hit his car. Go home, wax it off. Maybe a little dent will be there. Nobody's looking at Hyundai's like, oh man, that car's immaculate. By the way. Freaking, why's this guy running a lawnmower? That lawnmower down there. You know, nobody's looking at Hyundais. All these people you see walking around here are mostly homeless guys, just so you know. Everybody you see walking around here is homeless. It's so sad how much people live on the streets out here. They got nothing to lose. You know? They might be better off in jail sometimes than on the streets if they got problems going on. Look at this building right here. I'm gonna make you pull up into this building. Let's show you this building here. I think it's like abandoned now. And there's like, they just turned this building into a homeless camp. There's a bunch of people living in this building. There's people out there that got nothing to lose, guys. If you know, they may be better off going to jail than they are staying out here. And then you're giving them a reason to go to jail, you know? I just saw that situation just had the potential to really get out of hand. There's nothing but homeless camps around that building. I want to see if I can go in there and show you guys this building. That situation had nothing but potential. Sometimes you lose. Somebody hit your car. Oh, well, they hit your car, you know? But don't get all snobby with somebody who risked their life 2 months ago to get here. And you don't know what happened to that person. I can't tell you because it's too graphic. But I've had people that I've known that have crossed the border recently. And the things that happened to them are unmentionable. You can't even talk about it on the internet. I can't even tell you about the things that happened to them because it's too graphic. If I tell you guys the details or the context of what happens to you trying to cross over here, people are desperate. They got nothing to lose. Don't give. Sometimes you just gotta take a loss in life, man. I would have personally taken the loss and okay, you hit my car, now I gotta go clean it, buff it or whatever. Okay, big deal. But you know, your insurance company, if you even if he does call the insurance company, uninsured motorist or whatever, your insurance company, they're gonna jack up your rates, man. And if you use your insurance for a small little thing here in Florida, they're gonna jack up your rates a lot. You're still gonna pay out of pocket. That's what the guy did. I don't think he understood that the way car insurance works in Florida. Even if he did call the insurance, he doesn't understand that even if the way it works here in Florida is, you know, it's crazy. Here you have a new building going up, and across the street from this new building, you have a homeless camp. And the homeless people stuff is hidden on this side of the building. So if you're passing by, you can't see that there's a homeless camp here. But there's a homeless camp here. Several people are probably sleeping here. It's so sad. But that's Bradenton for you. On one side of the street, luxury apartments, $2,000 a month. On this side of the street, a bando practically. You know, practically a bando on this side of the street. Abandoned building, homeless camp. You know, you got a homeless camp on this side of the building, and then you got, it's just odd. Like I said, the contrast between the poor and the rich. But the rich people want to live where the poor people are. All the beautiful places in America, and the rich people want to live where there's poor people already. What a thing, man. The craziness of this place. The rich people want to live where the poor people live. Just a crazy situation. People ain't got nothing to lose, man. You really have to be careful out there. You know, if you run into somebody and they're still going to jack up his insurance, first of all. So you're not going to get a $900 repair out of your insurance company here in Florida. That's going to come out of they're going to get you on that. It's going to come out of your premium. Eventually, they're going to jack up your insurance. Eventually, tomorrow. Eventually tomorrow, something's gonna happen. You know, you're gonna go insure your house, and oh, you had a car accident. Hold on, buddy, you had a car accident. Okay, now your insurance rate's gonna be this much. That's gonna come out. The insurance company isn't giving you $900. It's a scam, especially here in Florida. That's coming out of your premium. So it's not like you're better off doing it yourself, really, than you are on a $900. If he thinks it's $900, I don't think that's $900. That's a $300 buff, $300 thing. You're gonna really put a $300 claim on your insurance. You don't want that in Florida. They're gonna get it out of you no matter what. In other words, even though you have insurance, that you're still out of pocket on that. Eventually. You're taking a loss. If somebody hits your property, even if it's insured, you're still going to take a loss eventually on it. So the best thing you can do is, well, it's worth, I don't know, it's not, he said it's not worth $900. $300 thing, buff it yourself, keep it moving. Don't interact with the person who now their life is put in a predicament where they're considering, taking you out as well. Because maybe that person doesn't want to go back to their country. Maybe that person would rather catch a case here, a serious case here, and be in prison here than go back to whatever's going to happen to them wherever they're from. You just don't know. Don't ever put yourself in those predicaments over stupidity. The same thing can be said with homeless people in this area. You have a lot of people here that have nothing to lose, man. Really, quite literally nothing to lose. Where I live now in Lakewood Ranch, in the suburbs of the city, you'll see homeless people that venture out that way, but most of them are going to hang around here because whatever they need, they can get it here. They can't get it out in the suburbs, unfortunately. But it's crazy that the situation in Bradenton is really, it's bad. It really is. And what makes it worse is kind of a clash between the haves and the have-nots. And sometimes people who have, just be glad you're going home to a big house in the suburbs, that you're driving away with a driver's license. Just be glad that you're the one in the car and not the one homeless. A while back, I was in Fort Myers Beach, and I got head-butted by a homeless person. Real talk. I got head-butted by a homeless person. It was on video. And a lot of people were like, why didn't you call the cops on him? I'm like, I'm not going to call the cops on a homeless person. He's already homeless. Like, how much more difficult could this guy's life get than what it already is? But all these people you see walking around with book bags and stuff are homeless guys. How much more difficult could life actually get for this guy, He's already suffering. I'm going home. Yeah, I got headbutted by a homeless person. Okay, that's not cool. But I'm going home to a house, not to a bridge. I'm going home in a car, not with a shopping cart. So, appreciate that you're the one in the car, not the one homeless. Appreciate you're the one going home with a driver's license, not the one without a driver's license. And don't mess, don't. If somebody's in a way worse predicament than you, be humble, bro. Be humble. And being humble isn't just for your morals. Being humble is one day you're going to run across somebody who's going to decide, I'd rather go to prison in the United States for 20 years than get deported. And you may be the one to push them to that limit. You don't know what they got going on in their lives, man. Don't put people in bad predicaments. Be humble, be thankful, appreciate what you have. You're still going home to a beautiful house and a nice car with money in your pocket and a driver's license in your wallet next to your money. So be thankful that you're the person that's walking away from that situation better off, and not the person that's walking away to their misery, bro. Be thankful. And, if you run into a situation with somebody that's just marginalized and they're going through some crap, don't make that person's problems yours. You might cross paths with somebody who's got just a big losing streak. Don't make that person's losing streak be your losing streak. You're going back to the suburbs. That guy there that interacted with that dude, he didn't understand how close he was to that person hurting him seriously. And he had his family with him. I think there was kids in the car and family. Don't do that. That's like, I remember when I lived in Lehigh Acres. One time I got road raged by it was me and my other friend. My friend was big and muscular dude. He's a big, strong dude, man. So we're two big guys, and we got road raged by a woman dropping her kids off at a daycare. And I'm thinking, here's a woman with kids in the back seat. She's road raging two guys. Use your brain, man. But I can give you the warning. I can't really decide for you, but just use common sense, and pick your battle. Sometimes you're going to have a bad day no matter what. Sometimes you're better off having somebody crash into your car, and now your car's crashed, than it is getting into an argument with a complete stranger and getting shot, and now you're dead. Real talk. Sometimes you're going to lose no matter what. Sometimes you're going to have a bad day. And there's no insurance that's going to save you from having a bad day. But what will save you is a little bit of common sense to know that sometimes you're better off walking away from a situation. And it sure is crap. I'm complaining. I got all the right to complain. I paid good money to sit down at that restaurant and have a nice dinner. To have to hear two people fighting while I'm trying to... It ruined my dinner. Did it ruin your dinner, Katie?
Yeah.
Absolutely ruined my dinner. I'm trying to have my dinner, and here's this guy begging for mercy.
It wasn't even worth it.
It wasn't worth it. I thought the car was damaged for real. I looked at the car. There's nothing wrong with that. The only thing wrong with that car is that it's a Hyundai. Built in Montgomery, Alabama. The only thing really wrong with that car is that it's a Hyundai. What the crap is that? It's a Hyundai built in Montgomery, Alabama. That's the only thing really wrong with that car, is that it's a Hyundai.
It's from Alabama.
Built in Alabama. You know what I mean? That's really the only thing wrong with that guy's car, is that it's a Hyundai. It's not worth it. So people, please, do not escalate situations needlessly.
It was the smallest little thing. It wasn't even like if you put water on a rag, it would. It
was not permanent. It was not a permanent damage. It really wasn't. And I'm not justifying or picking sides here. I'm not picking sides. I think the other person's an idiot too. If you're illegal and you don't have a driver's license, and again, I'm just assuming he's illegal because he didn't have a driver's license. Maybe he had a DUI. I'm just assuming, right? But assuming he didn't, whatever. Carry $1,000 in your pocket, cash, man. You crash into somebody, carry $1,000 cash in your pocket. Be like, hey man, look, my bad, bro. Look right here, man. It's worth $900. How much you think? It's worth $900. Here's $1,000, man. Here's another $100 for your pain and suffering. Use your brain, man. Cause out here, something real small can turn into something real big over nothing. Don't turn something small into something big, because you can really take a small loss and turn it into a big loss by not being humble, by escalating. So don't escalate situations. Like I look back to that situation where I'm with my friend, he's a big dude, I'm a big dude, and here's a woman with kids in the back seat, road raging us over nothing at a daycare. And I'm thinking, some of these homeless people are a trip, bro. You know, they're dancing and they go by the side of the road, man. I'm trying to tell you, man. Anyways, don't escalate crap, bro. You can seriously turn a small loss into a huge loss simply by not being humble. Check it out.